Hello and welcome to the first episode of our show, Cool Kids Connections. Cool Kids Connections is a show made and produced by teens for teens. My name is Takora McCall and I'm here with two guests, Nikki and Sang Lam, and they're here to talk about school and the negative and positive effects on it. So hi guys, how are you doing today?
We're doing good.
So do you feel like you're learning enough to prepare you for the real world?
Not really, depending on what type of real world you're talking about. So what type of real world are you talking about?
Just going out into the workforce, going out and being able to find a job and using the knowledge that you got from school to...
Well, that depends on the job that someone wants to be, because right now I'm in middle school and we haven't made our choices yet, and usually that happens to be like when you go to high school and stuff, so I'm not sure about that.
So I'm a college student. We do prepare for the real world, but not as much as I'd like. We experience getting campus jobs, living with people you don't know, getting to meet new people, socializing, and all that stuff, but not necessarily the things you need to know, like going into mock trials or doing your taxes. So, not really.
So how do you think your learning environment could improve?
For now in like middle school, I think the teachers should the school district should stop making giant tests for us to take when there's not really a point for us. I'm not saying that all tests aren't important, because you need to study and stuff or else you won't remember it.
Sang.
The question?
How do you feel that your learning environment could improve?
My learning environment? I mean, it depends on what I'm learning. There's different ways to learn different things. Learning at home, at the library, at school, in the classroom. With your learning environment, it depends on what kind of learner you are. Do you learn by what you hear, what you see, hands-on? Personally, I'm a hands-on learner. It helps to be in a quiet place and focus.
So one thing I think could be improved are the distractions in the classroom. So do you guys have any distractions in your classroom? Nikki?
Yeah, in my classroom, the students usually would play around and stuff and make a lot of noises, so that would distract everyone.
Sang.
In college, I wouldn't say there are many distractions. Maybe kids will joke around from time to time with the teacher, but it's not that bad. We mostly focus on the lessons, the lectures, what the teacher's doing, but there's also times when we're in a lecture class and students have out technology that would distract us, and they would really keep us from paying attention to what the teacher's saying, because people are curious.
So how do you keep these distractions from distracting you, Nikki?
To keep the distractions from distracting me, usually I would just ignore them, but sometimes the teachers would get annoyed in a way and have to write up a referral or a detention, so that'd be their punishment for distracting everyone. But I think the teachers are actually making a big fuss, because it would make a bigger distraction and a bigger disruption. So that's what I think.
Sang.
I'd say just carry on with what you're doing. Pay attention to the teacher, take notes, look at your notes, look at a book while you're taking those notes. Just try to keep up with what's going on instead of what everybody else is doing, because what everybody else is doing isn't going to change how you're going to learn.
So a big distraction I can think of are friends making fun of each other, which can sometimes go a little too far and turn into bullying. So do you guys see bullying in your school?
In my school, I do actually see a lot of bullying, and it could sometimes lead from joking to seriousness. But actually it's quite rare for it to be serious, at least around middle school. I'm not sure about the lower grades.
Would you say anything to anybody about it?
Actually, if it was like a very close friend of mine, I would stand up for them. But normally you would tell a teacher or tell them to ignore it to help them, because maybe they feel like it's super serious and it's hurting them inside. So I'm not sure exactly what to do with those emotions.
If it's somebody I don't know, I probably might. If I feel it's very wrong, depending on the situation, if they're just joking around and I figure that out, I'll just walk away from it. But sometimes it's really serious and you don't know what to do, because there's a lot of possibilities from what can happen after they're bullied. It gets really sad to watch and to hear about things like this.
So how does bullying affect you and or the people around you? Nikki?
In school, for me, people don't really bully me, because all our classmates usually get along, but sometimes that happens. And I see that a lot with some specific people who might actually start things, but at the same time think it's because the other person's bullying them when they're not.
Sang.
How it affects me, if I see somebody going through bullying, it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel helpless that they're going through that situation and I can't do anything about it. Personally, I would ask them to come to me whenever they need it, whenever they need help, talk to me if anything, because they're not alone in this. For others around them, I'd say that they're probably affected by it as well, because they can be dragged down by the situation.
So what advice would you give to someone that's being bullied? Nikki?
For advice, I'd tell them to ignore it, or to tell someone, and maybe if they wanted to, they could talk to me. Like Sang said, she tried to help them and stuff and tell them that they have someone and they're not alone. So that's what I would probably do for advice.
Sang?
Mostly tell them that they're not alone in this. It happens from time to time, but I'm there for them if they need any help. There's other people that are willing to help them. There are mobile crises. There are people that care, teachers. There's officials that are willing to help you if you ask for it. But if you leave it alone, it can get really bad.
So what I would tell someone if I saw them being bullied, I would let them know that everything is okay. They are not less just because someone said that they are less. They are just as great as the next person or the next person after that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with them. I would try to support them and help them to just let them know that they are okay, I'm there for them. So Nikki and Sang, I want to thank you guys for coming on our show. And for those of you at home, I want you to remember to speak up about bullying. So bullying can also happen outside of the classroom, for example, on the internet. So I'm going to send it off to Taylor, where she can show you how to be safe on the internet, which can help protect you from cyberbullying. Hi, Taylor. How are you?
Thanks to Cora. The internet, the infrastructure that connects networks and uses the World Wide Web to connect over 2.9 billion users. With this many users, social media has become huge. Websites like Facebook and Twitter and apps like Instagram have made it easier than ever for people to meet and share information. Meeting new people is great, but with all these users, privacy has become a giant concern. Snapchat is a popular phone app that allows people to exchange photos and videos and view them temporarily. Over 350 million Snapchat messages, or snaps, are sent a day. But do these messages really disappear after 1 to 10 seconds? Yes and no. True, Snapchat does delete your messages from the server after they expire, but they can't stop people from taking a screenshot or using a third-party app image saving device to save your message discreetly. So it's always good to watch what you send and be safe with content you give out, because you never know where it can end up and who will see it. Are you a prostitute? No? Well, neither is Dallas Miller, a 21-year-old woman from Tennessee, who was surfing the web and found a photo of herself in a prostitution ad. Due to her lack of privacy and settings, the photo was stolen from her public account. This fake advertisement could have been troublesome and led to miscommunication with her friends, family, and even future employers. To avoid problems like these, it's always good to be cautious when using the internet. Everybody doesn't have to see what you post. If you want your social media to be more secure, it's helpful to scroll through your privacy settings on your social media to add features to make your account private to you and your friends. And if worse comes to worse, you can always block or report negative users if you feel they are invading or tampering with your internet security. Back to you, Takora.
Remember, 3 words that will keep you safe on the internet: delete, block, and report. A popular place to eat nowadays is Chipotle. I would personally prefer Taco Bell, but Taylor and V went to Chipotle to see who could get the biggest bowl.
Yep.
Thanks, Takora. I'm here with V at Chipotle, and we're going to show you how to get the biggest bowl here at Chipotle. V's going to order her regular bowl, and I'm going to show her how to get the most for your money. So me and V are back in studio to check out to see who has the most Chipotle. As you can see already, I have a little bit more than V. If you ask for a water cup, they are very nice. And you can get water for free. Who doesn't want to put some lemon in it? Okay. So V, let's open up our bowls.
For $6.50, this is what we got.
Yeah, $6.50. Let's compare. Get a close-up of our bowls.
I even have space left.
And a close-up of our receipts. We paid the same price. So, the key to getting the most at Chipotle is to always ask for extra, always get everything. What other keys do you think? And ask for a water cup.
If you want to get more bang for your buck, you should follow Taylor's method of Chipotle making skills. As we know, we're in the middle of the holiday season. So to me, the holiday means to spend more time with your family and friends and being surrounded by a lot of people who just love you and care about you. Even though the weather is terrible outside, people are always happy and they're joyful. It just gives everyone a smile on their face no matter what's going on in their life. So I walked around downtown earlier and I tried to figure out what the holidays meant to other people. And here's what they had to say.
So what do the holidays mean to you? Well, the holidays to me means family and friends and just being happy and seeing the decorations and just the whole spirit of the season is wonderful. Yeah.
Well, the holidays mean to me spending time with my family. It's also a nice time to get a break from work because I get a nice stretch of vacation. So I take at least a week off and I get a chance to just really relax and reflect on what the holidays mean to me and my family. So we have 2 daughters and they're 10 and 12 and they still really enjoy the spirit of Christmas and it's a wonderful time of year for all of us.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
It means a lot of work. We do holiday lighting from Public Square to Playhouse Square. So when the holidays come, we're out here, rain, sleet, snow, just putting up lights.
That's good news. Jesus came, right? And like the angel that announced him said, we have the happy news that has ever hit the face of the earth. And that is that Jesus is not only real, but he's the happiest guy you ever meet. He came to like save the world, and he did it. He saved the world. So the holidays for us is all about just celebrating the super ridiculous joy of heaven. And so we're just out blasting people with joy right now.
Well, the holidays mean to me spending time with family, cooking, eating, making cookies for Santa Claus, and just reconnecting with family, having fun.
So what do the holidays mean to you? Tell us on Twitter at MyMedia TV. Thank you guys so much for joining us today, and hopefully you'll tune in to us again soon. Once again, my name is N.E.W.S, and this is Cool Kids Connections.